And hello, JM football fans, and welcome to Milford, Virginia for another Thursday night edition of James Monroe High School football. Tonight's game is the regular season finale between two old-time rivals. Caroline Cavaliers and your James Monroe Yellow Jackets face off to close out the 2018 regular season for the Battlefield District football. Welcome to the Union Bank and Trust pregame show, Fredericksburg's leader in banking and financial solutions. I'm Herman Kay alongside Bob Blackburn for tonight's game. Yellow Jackets hope to go into the postseason with a little momentum with the win tonight against the Caroline football team. So the Yellow Jackets, Bob, chance of getting into the playoffs, and we don't care if we back in. Last year we backed in and went to the regional championship game, and we'll take the same thing again this year.
Yeah, I know Coach Survey has reminded them of last season and tell them not to quit yet.
Got a second season coming up next Friday night. We'll talk about that schedule when it comes to the postseason. Last Friday night, the James Monroe Yellow Jackets fell into an early hole against a really good and complete football team in Eastern View and never had a chance to compete against the Cyclones. The lone score of the game came after a defensive stand and fumbled punt, which gave the Yellow Jackets the ball inside the 10-yard line. Backup quarterback Jack Hardy threw his first touchdown pass of the season to junior Mac Holland. The 8-yard pass was the lone bright spot in a 49-7 defeat. Tonight, the Yellow Jackets will have to face the Caroline Cavaliers with a few injuries on the defensive side of the football, including linebackers Jack Hardy and Parker Hildebrand. They've got to miss these two guys, Bob.
Absolutely. The number of times we called their names is past our fingers and toes.
So those two players will be held out tonight and hope to return for the postseason next weekend. So the Yellow Jackets getting set for tonight's opening kickoff. Caroline comes into tonight's game with a 1-9 record and on a 9-game losing streak. After opening the season with a win over J.R. Tucker out of Richmond, first-year head coach Doug Allison has his Cavalier Ball Club competing and putting up impressive rushing totals out of their single-wing offensive scheme. 2 weeks ago, while losing to Chancellor, Cavaliers rushed for 300 yards and amassed 28 points against the Chancellor Chargers. So it's a team, Bob.
Yeah.
We've seen this single wing before. And it's going to be, ball didn't go 10 yards.
No,
Caroline coming out of the gate with a trick play, tried to onside kick it. And I think the Yellow Jackets fell on it because it did not travel 10 yards.
So is it no kickover on that? Or?
No, it's JM's ball.
Okay, right where it was. Okay.
Yep, right at the Caroline 49-yard line. Glad to have you along tonight on Cox Channel 83, Verizon Channel 41, and the regionalwebtv.com. And we're going to bring you all the action of this battlefield rival game between the Cavaliers of Caroline and your James Monroe Yellow Jackets. First attempt for the Yellow Jacket run around the right side, trying to turn the corner, cuts it back inside, down inside the 45 to about the 44-yard line. Gain of about 5 yards on that opening play by James Monroe.
Yeah, that's a familiar number there, number 7, Hayden Ryan.
Ryan on the carry for James Monroe. Aiden is 6'1", 168, a 10th grader. So the Yellow Jackets set up here for a second down. And we'll say 5.5 yards to go at the Caroline, we'll say 44-yard line. Trips to the far side of the field, quarterback, Davis the quarterback, handoff. Number 25 into the secondary, 30, 25, breaks away down inside the 20 to about the 18-yard line.
Mr. Curry.
Yep. Deontay Carey, 5'8", 165, 10th grader, picking up a huge gain up the middle, down inside Caroline's 15-yard line. Well, they're going to spot it at the 16-yard line, but a huge game. And, Bob, it's going to be trouble for the Cavaliers if this running game can catch up with the passing game.
Yeah, they've been looking for a good running night.
1st and 10 yards to go. 4 wideouts. The Yellow Jackets feed it again to Mr. Carey. Trips and falls at the line of scrimmage. Might have advanced the ball down to the 15-yard line.
You know what? That the middle part of the field looks really soft, really soft.
Yeah, got some wet spots out there. Looked like what they tried to do, Bob, was to put some sand or something on it to try to dry it up. 2nd and 8 yards to go for James Monroe. Caroline, 16-yard line. Quick pass in the flat with the catch. Cuts it back inside. Ball comes out, I think, but the Yellow Jackets coming up with the football. That pass was to Aiden Ryan, Bob.
Yeah, and he had some space to run in front of him, but I think he lost his footing and went down. And
so the turf might be a factor tonight.
Yeah,
there are some spots that look a little bit slippery from up here. But the Yellow Jackets faced with a 3rd and 7 yards to go at the Caroline 14-yard line. 9:46 to go in his opening quarter. Again into the end zone for the touchdown.
That's Curry.
Carey, 14-yard touchdown run by Carey, putting the Yellow Jackets on the board at 9:41 to go in this opening quarter. Yellow Jackets did a great job on that drive, Bob.
They did indeed, and most of it was running. And
really put Caroline at a disadvantage with the onside kick attempt that went short. Yellow Jackets recovered it in Caroline territory. Extra point attempt here by the Yellow Jackets. Snap the hold. The kick is up, and it is good. Timeout on the field. 9:41 to go here at Milford, Virginia, home of the Caroline Cavaliers. Our score, it's James Monroe 7 and the Cavaliers nothing. We'll be back after this timeout. Welcome back to Caroline High School. 9:41 to go in this opening quarter. 7-0 James Monroe. They moved the ball right down the field and scored with a Carey 14-yard run. And the Yellow Jackets set to kick off to the Cavaliers. Here's your kick, short kick. And it's going to be fallen on by a Caroline player at their 33-yard line.
I haven't seen James Monroe kick like that before, so it might have something to do with the midfield softness or wherever.
Well, if you're looking at this game, you can see the dark spots in the center of the field. It goes from one goalpost to the other. It's not water, but you would think that water was there at one point, and they tried to put some dirt or sand down there to dry it up.
Yeah.
1st and 10 for the Cavaliers. Single wing formation. And a run and no pickup on that running play. Barely getting back to the original line of scrimmage, which Will was set up. Well, they're going to get him a yard gain on that play. 2nd and 9.
Right side of that defensive line, I tell you what, they didn't move, the Caroline line didn't move them, not an inch. So
2nd and 9 yards to go for the Cavaliers at their 34.5-yard line. 9:08 to go in this opening quarter. 7-0 outscore. Snap, run, and a nice defensive play. They strung that play out. Caroline tried to get to the edge, Bob, but unable to do so. That was number 5 on the carry, Savon Pleasance. a junior, 5'10", 150 pounds on the carry.
It's a strange thing. In years past, we rarely ever saw a single wing offense, and this year it's been
we've seen what,
two or three at least, yeah.
And the Yellow Jackets have defensed it well.
I think so. Yes,
they've done well against that single wing.
Well, the more you see it, the more you you learn.
Right. Third down. And we'll say 8 yards to go for the Cavaliers. Quarterback looking to throw the football, being flushed out of the pocket, throws it on the run. That falls incomplete, stopping the clock at 8:11 to go. And Cavaliers will be forced to punt the football here on 4th down. Good defensive stand there by James Monroe.
Yeah, that's a 3 and out is always good news.
And we're going to talk about the James Monroe offense after this punt exchange. 2 deep men back for James Monroe, standing at their 35-yard line. Late man coming in for Caroline. It's number 9. And that fellow's name is R.J. Pleasance. Punter standing back inside his 25-yard line. High snap. He gathers it and barely gets it away, but a nice punt on a return for the Yellow Jackets around the left side, midfield, cuts it back inside, still on his feet, down inside the 40 to about the 38-yard line. What a return by James Monroe.
Yeah, I saw that wall set up on the left side, and he took advantage of those blocks. He really did.
And tremendous speed on that return. So no flag on that return, a good return by James Monroe. So the Yellow Jackets hold the phone here a minute. So penalty against the Yellow Jackets on a return. So they're illegal block in the back against the Yellow Jackets on a return. That's going to push the ball back to the James Monroe 49-yard line.
I picked that time to say how well he picked up his blocks over there. Okay.
I think we both were guilty of that. Great return, minus the push in the back. So 1st and 10 for the Yellow Jackets at their 49-yard line. 7:55 to go, opening quarter here at Caroline High School. Man in motion to the near side, handoff. Jumping over players, flag coming in, probable holding call against the Yellow Jackets. So, initial call here.
Clip.
Shot block.
Wow.
Against Cavaliers. So, what happens, you can't engage an offensive player when he's already engaged with another blocker. If you come in and, you know, the old tricks we used to pull, the 2-on-1 stuff.
You're right. Yeah, one guy down, the other guy high.
Can't do that anymore. So the Yellow Jackets get the 15 yards back, advancing the ball down to the Caroline 35-yard line. 7:43, counting down, opening quarter here at Caroline High School. Yellow Jackets, 4 wideouts. Zach Davis pumps, has a man on the fly. He's wide open, but overthrew him. That was Aiden Ryan, Bob, the intended receiver on that play, and Zach led him about 3 yards too much.
A little too much CO2 in that thing.
So that falls incomplete, stopping the clock at 7.5 minutes to go. Yellow Jackets faced with a second. 10 yards to go from the Caroline 35-yard line. Yellow Jackets need a win tonight to get a momentum going into the playoffs next weekend. 2nd and 10, and that's a run by number 25. That's Deontay Curry on the call. Curry didn't get much on that run.
They're still out there in that soft area, and then I was surprised looking at the record. Caroline opened up with J.R. Tucker and beat J.R. Tucker, and they're a AAA school.
Yeah.
So they got some They got some points there.
Yep. Third down and 9 yards to go for James Monroe. Number 2, the weapon, Brandon Woolridge, split to the near side of the field. Zach is looking in the direction, and a catch, and he stumbles forward down inside the 15 to about the 12-yard line. Great isolation on that play. You put Woolridge up against some of these shorter DBs, Bob. Woolridge is going to win that match every time.
Yeah, he has. He's tall and he has good hands.
Yes.
Can't beat that.
Nice route across the middle by Woolridge, and Zach hit him right in stride. Nice pickup. And the Yellow Jackets have a first down here at the Caroline 15-yard line. Zach, handoff up the middle. Nice blocking out in front, number 55. 55 for James Monroe, Bob. Led the attack inside, and that's Isaiah Johnson. Excellent blocking, picking up 8 yards on that scamper up the middle.
Yeah, his blockers moved forward right with him, and he could have broken out of there. He would have had some real yardage.
So second and short facing the Yellow Jackets. Ball inside the 10, down to about the 6-yard line. Yellow Jackets 4 wideouts. Zach Davis, the quarterback, along with number 25 in the backfield. That's Deontay Curry. Man in motion to the far side of the field. And that's going to be Zach on the carry. He has the first down. And leaning forward down to the Caroline 5-yard line. Yellow Jackets looking good, Bob.
Yeah, consistent drive, not making serious mistakes. Nice job.
So the Yellow Jackets putting together another drive. That's 2 in a row if they punch it into the end zone here. 5:15 to go, opening quarter. 7-0 if you're just joining us. Got 2 receivers split to the near and far side of the field. Curry alongside Zach, and that's going to be number 25 on the carry. And no signal that he got into the end zone.
I think they were going for the first down.
Yeah, it is for you. You're right, Bob.
We got a first and goal. Looks like to me right around the
3.5.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah. First and goal for the Yellow Jackets. 4:54 to go in this opening quarter. Yellow Jackets in the red zone. Try to punch it in here. First and goal from the 3-yard line. Yellow Jackets all bunched in there on the line of scrimmage. Man is wide open in the corner of the end zone with the catch. Aiden Ryan with a 3-yard reception for a touchdown. And the Yellow Jackets up the score to 13-0. Ryan was wide open, running that fade route, Bob.
Yeah, and it was a nice trajectory of the ball, because usually he puts a hard zip on it.
So kind of lofted it a little bit.
Did.
Fell right into the hands of Ryan. Extra point attempt here for the Yellow Jackets. They bobble it. They go for 2. And a high jump. Did he get it? Yes. Well, it wasn't drawn up that way, but the result is good for the Yellow Jackets. And the holder fumbled the football a little bit. Zach improvised, threw it into the corner of the end zone with the 2-point conversion attempt. Timeout on the field. 4:37 to go in this opening quarter. Our score, it's James Monroe 15, Cavaliers nothing. We'll be back after this timeout. Welcome back to Caroline High School. The Yellow Jackets on the board again. 15-0 out score. Set to kick off to the Cavaliers for James Monroe. Let's see if they'll kick it deep here or do one of those ugly kicks again. They do
ugly.
Another ugly kick. And it's fallen on by a Caroline player down inside the 30 at about the 27-yard line.
You know, you see a lot of those on a really rainy night, but to see two of them tonight, I suppose the soft field is the reason. It doesn't make sense other than that, does it?
Well, a normal kicker is Colin O'Connor. Is he kicking, Bob? He does a relatively good job.
Yeah, he does. He can boom them.
Yep. So we'll just have to see.
Yeah.
And what's the strategy behind that? It has worked thus far.
Yeah, so far so good.
1st and 10 for the Cavaliers at their 28-yard line. A run in the middle of that line of scrimmage out across the 30 to about the 31-yard line. Trying to pick up some of these players for the Cavaliers. Quarterback is listed as a quarterback/runner. So they run that single wing, and nice carry into the JM secondary. It's going to be a foot race up the sideline and finally pulled down deep into JM territory. Huge gain on that running play. Bob, in our pregame, we talked about this single wing offense by the Cavaliers in a game against Chancellor. They picked up over 300 yards rushing.
Yeah, it's amazing. And just as you had mentioned, okay, quarterback, and you said runner, he heard you.
That's right. Huge gain on that play by the Cavaliers.
That's typical of a 12 come to the sidelines. He's tired. I had to take a shot there.
So 1st and 10 for the Cavaliers. Run around the left side. Runs into a couple of JM players. That's down near the 10-yard line. Might spot it at the 11. That's going to set up a 2nd and 5 yards to go for the Caroline Cavaliers.
Yeah, see if they go wide again, just to get out of the mud.
Tyler Lockhart. So here we go with that single wing formation. Cavaliers and a run, and he turns the corner, but he's hit hard, stays on his feet, and that's Talon Smith on the carry, Bob. He's a senior, 5'8", 145 pounds, and still
and inches.
No, they're going to give him the first down.
Okay, so it's 1st and goal, right?
Yeah. 1st and goal for the Cavaliers at the James Monroe, we'll say about 4-yard line. Cavaliers all set. And a run, trying to get around the corner with the speed, and he does. That's going to be number 5 for the Caroline Cavaliers. Savon Pleasance, Jr., 5'10", 150 pounds. We'll give him a 4-yard touchdown run, Bob.
Okay.
So Pleasance on the carry, and the Cavaliers get on the board with 2:37 to go in this opening quarter. Cavaliers are set up like they're going to go for 2 here. Strange formation.
It is.
And they snap it out on the end. And did he get in? Yes. 2-point conversion attempt is good by the Cavaliers. That's a strange formation. There's no way you could stop it because it was like an unbalanced to the near side of the field. They had about 5 or 6 guys out there.
Yep.
Hits the ball to the running back, and he had a wall to walk into that end zone.
Yeah, it's not like Survey hasn't run a play like that before. I think it's a reminder of some U.S. possession in the Caribbean.
We remember it well. Timeout on the field, 2:37 to go in this rival matchup here in Milford, Virginia. Cavaliers getting on the board. Our score, JM 15, Cavaliers 8. Back after this. We're back at Caroline High School. Cavaliers on the board. Touchdown, 2-point conversion attempt. 2:37 to go in this first quarter. See, the last time they squibbed it, didn't they, Bob, to open up this game?
Yeah, it seems like both sides are not trying to kick way down the field. Let's see.
Here's your kick by the Cavaliers, and they tried to kick it away.
Get on it.
And the Yellow Jackets come up with the football. But I think that was an attempt to kick it deep, but he missed it.
Okay. Whatever it was, it went through the hands of one of the up receivers. And
it was spinning like a cue ball.
Yeah, and one of the back men, not too far back, one of the mid-back men came up and recovered it. And
one of the good hands people, right?
That's right. We got the All-State people here.
First and 10 for the Yellow Jackets at their 38-yard line. Number 2, split to the near side of the field, the dangerous Brandon Woolridge at 6'4". Yellow Jacket, let's see if, and movement, thought a JM player might be legal procedure against James Monroe. Hey. JM player moved, Caroline responded and jumped. And we've got a sidebar by the officials.
Yeah, but they decided the call you made was right on the money.
Illegal procedure call against the Yellow Jackets. So now we've got a first and 15. Let's see if we see the same formation when they come out of the huddle, Bob. You had one receiver, that was Woolridge. Let's see if they go with 4 wideouts.
Oh, okay. I see. I
keep on making calls like this, Bob. There's a possibility that there's a coaching future.
Yeah, you got a wire that you didn't know about.
Short run by the Yellow Jackets. Cavaliers coming up to defend that play well. Loss of a couple of yards, setting up a second, and about 16.5 yards to go for James Monroe. 2:09 to go, opening quarter. Late players coming into the huddle for James Monroe. What do you do here, Coach?
That play that you said, wide receivers to both sides. Woolridge is the man.
Woolridge to the near side of the field. 2 receivers to the far side, 1 in the slot. And a pass up the field. Aiden Ryan, the intended receiver on the play. A little bit too high for Aiden to come up with the catch, so that falls incomplete. Stopping the clock with 1:43 to go in this first quarter.
Looking at Zach Davis, he got a lot on that ball for rolling left. But
that's a difficult pass, and we see him do that a lot.
We do, and he doesn't take time to set up, or he would be deadly. He really would.
So Zach rolling to his left as a right-hand passer, very difficult pass, unable to connect with Ryan on that pass. Third down and 16 yards to go. Looking down the field, and that's Woolridge with the catch, getting the first down. Great awareness by Woolridge, Bob. He knew exactly where he had to go.
Yeah, you don't see that much in high school football, but I tell you what, that was a college pro move.
He was aware of where he had to get that first down, and stayed in bounds until he got it, and finally stepped out of bounds at the James Monroe 48-yard line.
Yeah, he was looking at that red line there, that 50-yard line.
Well, I was watching Zach on that play, Bob, for James Monroe. I mean, he rifled that football, and it brings back memories of you when you were back in the pocket.
Don't go there.
And that's going to be Zach on the run, hurdles a player, and a flag coming out. Down to the 30-yard line. I don't know what that flag was for, but normally when you see that flag coming from that direction, Bob, it's a holding call against the Yellow Jacket. But what a run by Zach Davis.
Yeah, kind of right up the middle there.
Yeah. Gonna wave it off. No penalty on the play.
It seems like when they tackled him, it kind of tripped him up a little bit. But I think what he was doing was trying to jump over a man, and the man probably just put his hand up, and he has every right to do that.
I think that official back there, Bob, that saw that play.
Yeah.
I think he threw it because he saw him hurdle a play.
Okay.
Come on, ref.
Come on, ref.
1st and 10 for the Yellow Jackets. At the Caroline 32-yard line. Yellow Jackets, that's going to be Zach again, running the football, dips to the outside, falls forward and picks up good yardage on that run around the left side.
I tell you what, he runs well for a 6'5" man.
Yeah. He runs straight up, but he's effective in running the football.
And I assume he has a stride that would eat up 3 yards at a time.
And if he falls forward, he's going to pick up 4
See, there you go.
yards.
Right, we have to think about all the advantages.
Second down and 2 yards to go for James Monroe. Ball, nose of the football right at the 25-yard line. Got a receiver, Woolridge, split to the near side. He's looking at Woolridge, coming across the middle with the slant and the catch. Down inside the 15 to the 14-yard line.
Yeah, you know, Woolridge was covered.
Yeah.
But he shielded and caught that ball. That was beautiful. That looked like a college throw for sure.
That's a mismatch there for Caroline. I mean, Woolridge, this guy covered him like a glove, but Woolridge still came up with the catch. 23 seconds left in this opening quarter. Yellow Jackets on the move in the red zone again. 1st and 10 at the Caroline 14-yard line. You got 4 wideouts, and that's going to be a run.
And Curry's going to go walk right in.
And he walks in. So a 14-yard touchdown run by number 25, Deontay Carey. 5'8", 165, 10th grader getting into the end zone.
How many yards did you say on that?
I think 14, Bob.
14? Gotcha.
So the Yellow Jackets, 3rd time in the red zone, 3rd time they've scored.
Can't beat that?
Nope. Extra point attempt here by James Monroe. The hold, the kick. It is up. Heard an early whistle. I don't know what that was all about. But the extra point attempt is good. 6 seconds remaining here in this first quarter. We'll keep it right here with JM leading Caroline by the score of 22-8. Bob, we were talking about the playoff chances for James Monroe. And we'll briefly talk about it now, but we will go in depth a little bit later. Spotsylvania at number 1 in current Virginia High School League power ratings. That's Region 3B. Spotsylvania with a 6-3 record could make it 7 wins on the season. In that game tonight, let's see who they're playing tonight. Spotsylvania, Cortland playing at Spotsylvania. That should be a pretty good football game.
Yeah, if they're at Spotsy, maybe Spotsy can give them a run for the money.
Yep. Been a long time since Spotsylvania has beaten Cortland. Yellow Jackets kick it off to the Cavaliers, and this time they kick it away, end over end, hits the dead spot, picked up, running to the near side, slips and falls on a return for the Cavaliers. Talon Smith, the return man, ran about 10, 15 yards laterally, tried to turn it up the field and picked up 2 yards.
The plight of a return man.
That's the end of the first quarter of play here at Caroline High School. Our score, James Monroe 22, Cavaliers 8. We'll be back after this timeout. Welcome back to Caroline High School. 1st and 10 for the Cavaliers. And a quarterback looking to throw the football, feels the pressure and skips it off the ground. Incomplete. Pass intended for number 4. That's Tyler Smith. Senior, 5'3", 110 pounds. Diminutive.
Yes, but he's out there. Good for him.
Oh, of course, we always say those kids have bigger hearts than the 280-pound guys.
Yeah, no kidding. You get your growth over the summer, you never know.
Got to eat a lot of peanut butter and jelly.
You sound like
with milk.
Yeah, I ate a few of those, I bet you.
3rd down and 10 yards to go. Make it 2nd and 10. And the Cavaliers keep it on the ground. Gain tackling by the Yellow Jackets. Cavaliers with the football right around the 15-yard line. That's going to set up 3rd down. And about 7-8 yards to go for the Cavaliers.
Yeah, the Jackets playing well on both sides of the ball. I got to hand it to the D. They except for one long run, they have shut them down.
Well, last Thursday night it was not a James Monroe night, and it was Easton View who pounded the Yellow Jackets last Thursday night. So once again, we have a Thursday night game. Expecting a lot of rain and thunderstorms. Quarterback threw the ball. He rushed it. Well, that pressure made him throw it early, Bob.
Yeah, and the receiver was having to come back, and the defensive back there was going, if I had the footing, I could have had that.
Falls incomplete, stopping the clock, 11:04 to go. 4th down, punter standing right around his goal line. Needs a good snap here. Last time they attempted a punt ball, it was a high snap. So let's see if the Yellow Jackets will go after the punter on this play. 2 deep men back for James Monroe. Number 25 is 1. That's Curry. There's your snap. And high punt. And it takes a J.M. Bass on a return. That's Curry breaking through a tackle, turns a corner. 45, 40, speed up the sideline. He might go. Needs a block on the far side. 10, 5 into the end zone.
Beauty.
Touchdown, James Monroe.
I want to say 50 yards.
Let's say 50-yard return by Curry. Curry with a 50-yard punt return for a touchdown. And a flag on the play. Hold the phone here a minute.
Oops.
See what that's all about.
He can't do that. I've already started writing.
That's right. Do you know we've got this in ink? We can't change it.
All right. We'll throw a flag out of the booth here.
So the punt return is going to come back, Bob. Somebody holding on the play on a return.
Okay, so we'll just put a HOLD on that one.
It's against the Yellow Jackets.
Personal foul, helmet-to-helmet contact. James Monroe.
Can you believe that? Helmet-to-helmet contact.
Been a while since I've heard that one.
Yeah, if you get 2 of those, you get ejected.
Wow.
Then you have to sit out the next game too, right?
That's some serious business, yeah. But I suppose with all the head injuries these days, you just have to be careful.
So 1st and 10 for the Yellow Jackets, wiping that 50-yard punt return off the scoreboard. And the Yellow Jacket will have it 1st and 10 from that 45-yard line. You got 2 receivers split to the near side, 2 to the far. Man in motion to the near side. Gets the call, trying to get him out in space. Turns the corner. And he's going to be hit after a short gain. And that's Mac Holland on the carry. Picked up about 4 yards. Looked like it didn't get that much, did it?
Yeah, no, and I thought Matt Holland was out tonight. So apparently he's in the game.
Or somebody's wearing his number. I don't know.
It could be. It's number 5, right?
Gain of a couple of yards on that play, setting up a 2nd. And we'll say 6 yards to go. Yellow Jackets from that 48-yard line. Zach Davis hands it off. New running back in there, fighting his way through. Picked up maybe a yard. Number 12 for Caroline was excited. James Sims making stop for the Cavaliers.
Yeah, he's the man that had that long run on us.
Yep. Double duty Sims, they call him.
Okay, double. That's better than heavy duty, right?
That's right.
Okay.
Third down, and we'll say 6 yards to go for the Yellow Jackets. Got a receiver, White, Turner White, to the near side of the field, trips to the far side. Operating from the gun, Zach Davis, the quarterback, gets the snap, quick pass, and a catch down inside, trying to get away from defenders. Number 7, Aiden Ryan with the reception.
Was that a beauty or what?
Yes, it was. And you know what I liked about that play? It was Zach Bob showing patience for that receiver to clear the defender and come to an open area.
Yeah, that was right on the money. You know, I was looking at number 5 and one of that's Turner White, and I should I should wait before I say, oh well, I know that guy. Sorry.
First and 10 for the Yellow Jackets at the Cavalier 31-yard line. 9:05 to go in this second quarter. Yellow Jackets trips to the far side. One coming near side in motion. Yellow Jackets keep it on the ground. That's Curry weaving his way through. And he's hit by probably the best defensive player on this Caroline team. We're talking about number 50, Bob.
Yeah,
That's Justin George, senior, 6'1", 290 pounds.
Yeah, is he playing nose guard? Because I'll tell you one thing, he would be hard to move.
Yeah. Certainly the best defensive player on this Caroline team, coming up with a big hit that time. And guess what? The crowd loved it.
No kidding. I guess they're used to him making plays away from the football. That's good mobility.
2nd and 9 facing the Yellow Jackets. 8:14 to go. Zach is looking. Throws it down to the corner of the end zone.
Oh, that's interference.
That's got to be interference. No flag.
Wow. Oh, my goodness.
He pushed him, he shielded him and everything, and no flag on the play.
Oh, well.
All right. Is that what you call a homer call?
I smell a little smoke from the grill.
Incomplete pass, stopping the clock at 8:05 to go, second quarter. Yellow Jackets faced with a third down. And we'll say 8 yards to go. Ball at the Cavalier 29-yard line. 2 receivers to the far side, 2 to the near. That's Curry alongside number 9, Zach Davis. Davis dropping back, looking, and a little flare pass in the flat for Curry. And he had one guy out there, Bob, and he certainly could have juked him.
Yeah, it was a delay. That was set up like a screen pass, but he had no blockers in front of him.
That's right. So, it was one-on-one, and you had a defender out there.
Yeah.
And 9 times out of 10, Curry would have
grabbed it and been in the
and made that initial tackler miss. So 4th down, Yellow Jackets going to go for it. Ball at the Cavalier 29-yard line. 8 minutes to go in this first half. 22-8, James Monroe. 3 wideouts to the far side, and Davis looking, throws a pass down near the end zone, over the head of the intended receiver, falls incomplete. And saw some of the players holding their hands up, complaining.
Yeah, the intended receiver, I think, was Aiden Ryan, and it looked like Davis was thinking that he was going to break to the outside, and he didn't.
Yeah. So I think the Jam players, Bob, a little bit frustrating about the non-calls. They're thinking these receivers are getting interfered with, and the referees are not making the calls.
Yeah, I don't like to see that, but then it's high school football.
Yep. And nobody's perfect, included the referees.
Careful.
All right, let me back off. 1st and 10 for the Cavaliers at their 29-yard line. And we're getting a illegal procedure against the Carolina Cavaliers. Going pushing back, way back.
I remember that too.
Yep. First and 15 yards to go. Ball at the Cavalier 24-yard line. I think so.
Yeah, it's a little bit hard to pick up.
How about a pick six about now?
That'll do.
Yep. First and 15 yards to go for the Cavaliers. Quarterback on the center, looking to throw the football. There's your pick six. On a return, as Aiden Ryan gets into the end zone. That's going to be, let's say, 29 yards.
Okay. I was going to say
interception return for a touchdown.
29-yard INT.
I'm doing so good calling these plays.
You are.
I think I'm going to
what do you call that?
West Virginia tomorrow.
Clairvoyant.
To the casino, right?
Yeah.
So, Yellow Jackets on the board again on that interception pick six for the Yellow Jackets. Aiden Ryan, 6'1", 168, 10th grader. This kid's going to be a pretty good football player, Bob, if he's not already one.
I was going to say he's got 2 years of. I hope some college doesn't pick him up.
Yellow Jackets going for two here on this extra point. Ryan, Zach looking, curl pattern, little fade to the outside with the catch. 2-point conversion attempt, and it is good. Timeout on the field, 7:44 to go in this football game. I'll score James Monroe 30, Caroline 8. Back after this. Welcome back to Milford, Virginia, home of the Caroline Cavaliers. 7:44 to go in this first half. Yellow Jackets up by the score of 30-8. And before we went away for that break, pick six by Ryan. Yellow Jackets having their type of game, Bob.
They are, and I think it's just what the Jackets need for to open up the postseason.
Yes. So the Yellow Jackets, we'll talk about that during the half. The Yellow Jackets, who they will probably play against, where that game will be. We don't know where it's going to be played. I mean, what night it's going to be. Fumble on the play finally gets on it. And Cavaliers will have it 1st and 10 at their 34-yard line. Well, looking at the standings right now, Bob, we said that the Yellow Jackets might have to travel to Richmond to take on J.R. Tucker. Am I correct?
Yeah, that's what the he said if it ended tonight, that's what it would be. But I don't think the Jackets are going to go anywhere as far as their position. And don't know about TJ, who they're playing, but their 5-4 record. Maybe they'll stay there, and 5-5 Brentsville, the next one down.
Yeah.
And looks like to me 2 points difference in their power ratings.
Smith on a carry, 8-yard gallop off guard on the right side, out to about the 44-yard line. It's going to be 2nd down and short facing the Cavaliers. 7:20 to go. Can you believe this season, regular season, will be over after tonight?
It's amazing.
Flew by.
It did fly by.
So 2nd and a yard, and they've got to 1st down and more. Nice hard running across midfield down to the 48-yard line in JM territory.
Yeah, he had a blocker in front of him and didn't need him.
I mean, you can look at the Cavaliers' record at 1-9, Bob, but these kids have not given up, and you have to credit that to the players and the coaches, because they've come out here tonight to, and that's going to be a run around the outside. And who is that on the carry? That's number 5 for That's Pleasance. Savon Pleasance on the carry. That's a name you hear a lot down here in Caroline.
Pleasance, yep.
Cargill, Pleasance.
Uh-huh.
And families of sports folks. The tradition continues.
There you go.
Second down and 9 yards to go for the Cavaliers. That's a JM 48-yard line. And that inside handoff into the JM secondary. On the carry, Tyler Smith, the workhorse in that Cavalier backfield. He's a senior, 5'3", 110 pounds. This guy is running under armpits, Bob.
Yeah, and
successfully.
He's fast. They better watch it.
Yep. Cavaliers 2 consecutive first downs at the James Monroe 35. And good defense by the Yellow Jackets. Nice tackle there by number 57 for the Yellow Jackets. That's Jonathan Washington, 6'2", 264, senior.
Yeah, we haven't called his name much this year. I think he's in for probably Hildebrand or somebody like that.
I would think so. Doing a good job, coming up with a nice tackle. Loss of a half yard. Second down and 9 yards to go for the Cavaliers. That's a James Monroe 35. Run again around the right side. And good. You got to contain the corners. And the Yellow Jackets are doing that. Once again, number 57, Jonathan Washington, Bob, is doing exactly what the coaches want him to do.
Yeah, I cannot forget the time that the field at Spotsylvania when JM won the state championship.
Brookville.
Yeah, played against Brookville, and there was water in the center of the field, and
yes.
So the JM runner went out to the grass to go home.
Cavaliers shift to looks like an unbalanced line to the near side, and a reverse in the backfield and a run up the middle, and is that number 23 on the carry? Sean Fortune, junior, 5'9", 220. Sean got some beef with him.
And muscled his way down, got those yards.
Cavaliers pick up that third consecutive first down. Down inside to 20 in the red zone, where they have a first and 10 yards to go. 4.5 minutes remaining, first half. And they keep it on the ground. Number 7, Smith on the carry.
Yeah, they've gone back to their fundamentals here, and it's working for them.
Keeping the ball on the ground. 3 yards and a splash water.
Could have been worse. Could have played tomorrow night.
That's right. 2nd and 7 yards to go for the Cavaliers. Ball snapped directly to number 5. He's hit in his backfield. That's Pleasance on the carry again. No gain on that play. Setting up a 3rd and 7. Yellow Jackets up 30-0. We're getting a first timeout of the first half. Am I correct?
Might be the second, but
okay.
All right.
Timeout on the field. 3:38 to go in this first half of football in this rival matchup here at Caroline High School. JM 30, Cavaliers 8. Back after this. The Cavaliers taking that timeout. Am I correct, Bob?
Yes, sir, you are.
3rd down and 7 yards to go for the Cavaliers after the timeout. 3:38 to go to halftime. Cavaliers shift again into that Looks like an unbalance to the right side. And that's the quarterback throwing a pass. And is it caught?
Touchdown.
Yes, touchdown. So we'll say about a 16-yard touchdown pass. Who was the receiver on that play?
This, Dyer. Oh, no, he's saying for the extra point. Here they are back in their Caribbean offense. Who caught? Okay.
Tyler Smith, number 4. What do we say, 16-yard reception?
Yeah.
Cavaliers on the board again. Extra point attempt here by the Cavaliers. It is up and good. Cavaliers strike back with 3:32 to go in this first half. 30-15, James Monroe back after this. Welcome back to Caroline High School. The Cavaliers on the board. 3:32 to go. First half action. It's James Monroe up 30-15. Cavaliers probably their best drive of the night. Onside kick. It goes out of bounds. And I think the Yellow Jackets can get it right at the spot where it went out of bounds, right? Yeah,
that makes sense because it's in Caroline territory, so that'd be to their advantage if they can choose that option. Although he looks like he's spotting it inside.
Just,
I was wondering. I wonder where that voice was coming from. I said, "Man, it sounds familiar."
I've heard that guy before. So the kick. Yellow Jackets get the ball at their 44-yard line, Bob.
Wow.
So this kick by the Cavaliers, I'll have to pull that play out of the book and rip it up. Yellow Jackets on the carry down to about the 40-yard line. Pick up 4 yards on that run.
I was watching one of the backs make such a good fake that one of the defensive players came over and just about tackled him. So you know that's a good fake.
Yes. 5-yard pickup, second at 5 at the Cavalier 40-yard line. See if the Yellow Jackets can answer the Cavaliers here to maintain that certain lead in tonight's football game.
Yeah, a high-scoring first half so far.
4 wideouts for James Monroe. Zach Davis, and he keeps it, cuts it back inside, has the first down, and running through tacklers down inside the 25 to about the 23-yard line.
And I got to give the Jacket backs credit. They carry out their fakes so well, and that's what made that play go.
Zach did that pretty much on his own, Bob.
Yeah, he did. And I think for 6'5", he is pretty mobile.
And Zach picking up the first down, advancing the ball down to the Caroline inside the 25 to about the 24-yard line. You got 3 wideouts for the Yellow Jackets. Going to be a run. Nice cut back to the inside, and still on his feet down inside the 10-yard line to the 9-yard line.
Mr. Curry has had a great night tonight.
So the Yellow Jackets advancing the football. Might be a flag on the play, Bob.
I tell you, the flags must be kind of light green because I don't see it. Is it to the near side or far side?
It's going to be, I think, a holding call against the Carolina Cavaliers.
Wow.
I'm standing here, Bob, in the press box, looking at a young man with an iPad. Guess what he's doing?
Listen to the game?
Looking at our football game.
Okay, good.
Yep. Let's see if I can get his attention. He'll turn around and wave to us in the press box. Penalty against the Cavaliers, so it's 1st and goal for James Monroe at the 5-yard line. Number 25 weaving his way down into the end zone, touchdown. Curry with a 5-yard touchdown run for the Yellow Jackets. If we can get his attention and see if he'll turn around and acknowledge us behind him here in the press box. 5-yard touchdown run, 2:03 to go, first half rather. So coming up at the half, we'll talk about the JM playoff chances and possibilities of where they will play, who they will play. And a lot of it depends on who wins tonight. Am I correct, Bob?
Yeah, and we've got the games listed that are being played in there, and I haven't heard much about William Monroe, but they're at Spotsylvania. And oh, no, we're looking at the playoff possibilities there. I'm sorry.
Extra point attempt by the Yellow Jackets. It is up and good. Timeout on the field, 2:03 to go in this first half. JM 37, Cavaliers 15. Back after this. Welcome back to Caroline High School. 2:03 to go in this first half, and the PA booth is jumping with the oldies. How about War and Lowrider?
You can name them, Herman. I tell you what, and you go right back, all the way back to Little Richard.
Oh, we can go way back.
Go back before Little Richard. Okay,
yeah.
okay. All right.
We can go back to Fats Wally and Ain't Misbehaving. That's way back, right?
Yeah, all right. I had to ask my dad.
Yeah. You got to check with some of the old folks about that one.
There you go.
Yellow Jackets kick it off to the Cavaliers, and again, it's fumbled, bobbled, fallen on by the Cavaliers. Been effective for the Yellow Jackets to just kind of kick it, squib it along the ground, and Cavaliers have not had a return, I don't think, have they?
Yeah, apparently they respect each other's long runs or long returns.
Speed.
Yeah.
So the Cavaliers will have it 1st and 10 at their 35-yard line. Right at 2 minutes remaining in this first half. Not probably, but it is the most productive offensive night for the Yellow Jackets this season.
Wow, yeah, and you're talking about the first half, so
Yep.
some time left.
1st and 10 for the Cavaliers. The Yellow Jackets should be able to pick up on this shift to see what they're going to do. They've seen it 3 times before. Quarterback looking to throw the ball, and that's going to be picked off. Did he get both feet in?
Yeah, it looks like he just his momentum carried him out, but
Yeah. Interception by number 7, Aiden Ryan, picking off the football.
I tell you, is that his second interception?
That's his second interception tonight. So if you're going to look at a first half of football and had to give a game ball, Aiden Ryan would be in the running, Bob.
Yeah, no kidding, and he's playing offense and defense. I tell you what, that's one tired guy after the game.
He is.
You know.
Yep. But he's young.
Yeah, remember back in the days.
Yeah. I mean, I would stay up for 3 days. Well, that's the story I tell to the young people.
Yeah, there you go.
First and 10 for James Monroe. Run up the middle into the secondary. Foot
he's
race
gone.
into the end zone. He's gone. 20, 15, 10, 5 into the end zone. What a run by Curry. What a 54-yard touchdown run.
Yeah. Wow, Curry's having a great night.
Yes, he is.
He's
50, we'll say 54 yards on that run. And the Yellow Jackets pounding the Cavaliers in this first half. And that's number 7. No, that's Curry, I'm sorry. That's Deontay Curry with the 54-yard touchdown run. We get a penalty against the Cavaliers. That should be half the distance to the goal.
Yeah, ought to go for 2 then.
No, I think they moved it back against Yellow Jackets. I've lost control of this game early, Bob. And
yeah. I didn't see the backup lights, so I'm thinking. All right.
Let me see. So the Yellow Jackets penalized on that play. That's an extra point attempt here. Snap the hold. The kick is up. And it is no good. Off to the right side. Boy, this guy doesn't miss many, does he?
No, not at all. And the goalposts are short. I could have sworn that I might have caught a piece of good territory, but it didn't.
So that extra point falls off to the right side, no good. We'll keep it right here with 1:44 to go in this first half. 43-15, James Monroe. Certainly the most productive offensive display for James Monroe in this season.
Yeah, it would have been more. Remember, they had a long one called back.
Yeah, that's right.
Wow.
So the Yellow Jackets were beat up on pretty bad last week. And you know what they're saying, Bob? Let's take it out on somebody.
Yeah, if they keep that attitude, they might make it deep into the playoffs. Who knows?
So the penalty on the play was against the Cavaliers. And the penalty is being marked off now on the kickoff. So the Yellow Jackets will be kicking to the Cavaliers from their 45-yard line. Don't know what the call was, but it was a major penalty. See if he drives it into the end zone.
This would be the time to do it. Nope.
And he squibs it again. And again, they mishandled the punt. The kickoff, rather. Finally falling on it. So that's been very effective tonight by the Yellow Jackets. Boy, let's give that kicking coach over there a lot of credit.
Yeah, they got a chance, but when the ball travels that far, it's a pretty good sprint to get down there covered.
Yeah. So the Cavaliers will have it 1st and 10 at their, what's that, about 27-yard line.
It's really hard to tell. If you can see that, you're the main man.
A lot of times, you know what I do when I can't see the markers out there? I look at the official on the sideline that's marking the ball.
There you go.
So 1st and 10 for the Cavaliers, we'll say from their 27-yard line. And now we're getting a stoppage to play. Cavaliers taking a timeout, and we'll take it. We'll keep it right here. 1:42 to go. Cavaliers taking a timeout.
If I'm not mistaken, that's their 3rd timeout. But
Think so, Bob?
Yeah, it's of course less than a minute to go. So.
So, 1:42 coming up at the half tonight. We'll talk about the playoff situation. And got to remember, the Yellow Jackets went into the playoffs last year with a losing record. They went to the region championship game where they lost to Hopewell, and they ended up with a 5-5 record.
Not too bad at all after the season.
So they're in a similar situation this year, and we'll talk about if the playoffs start today. Here we go, 1st and 10 for the Cavaliers. And I think they're going to run the football here. I think they've torn that pass play page out of the playbook.
Might have. I tell you what, the Jackets are doing a good job in the defensive backfield. They really are.
2nd down, and we'll say 8 yards to go. Minute 33 and counting down. James Monroe taking a timeout. We'll take a timeout as well. Halftime coming up in a minute 33. I'll score JM 43. Cavaliers 15. We'll be back after this. Welcome back. Cavaliers faced with a 2nd down and 8 yards to go. Ball at their 21-yard line. Yellow Jackets in their prevent cover 2. They're going to roll to the far side. There's a pass across the middle with the catch and a nice breakaway and finally pulled down from behind.
Nice play.
Yes,
wow.
Nice crossing pattern.
Yeah.
Caught him in stride. That's Savon Pleasance with the reception.
Yeah, Pleasance already has a touchdown tonight,
Yeah.
so I got to watch him. He's got good speed and pretty good size.
Great throw from the quarterback and an excellent reception and run by Pleasance. 1st and 10 for the Cavaliers at midfield. Quarterback dropping back, looking, throws it as far as he can, and another one's going to be picked off by the Yellow Jackets. Let's see who that masked man was. Is that Aiden Ryan again?
I didn't catch a number,
I think
but
it's number
he's
14, Bob.
okay. And
Nicholas Williams, number 14. Old Nick coming up with a pick.
yeah, I didn't want to say anything, but when the Caroline quarterback threw that, he had a little hitch to it.
Yeah.
And it floated on him.
Brandon, we're talking about Tyler Lockhart, the quarterback for the Cavaliers. Sometimes it looked like he's a relatively short guy, and I don't think he can see all the field, downfield.
It's very possible. Very.
Yellow Jackets, 4 wideouts and a draw play up the middle. Nice gain into the secondary. Spins, slips away. Stretches for the 40-yard line.
Wow, bodies flying out there.
20-yard pickup by James Monroe. And that's Curry on the carry for James Monroe.
Yeah, we haven't seen Curry run this well since early in the season.
Yeah.
He's having a great night.
So, 1st and 10 yards to go for the Yellow Jackets at their 39-yard line. You got 4 wideouts for James Monroe, man in motion to the near side. He gets the handoff and a fake. And guess who was really faked out on that play? Me.
Both of us. I was sitting there. I said, I'm not going to claim that I saw anything. Jackets are carrying out their fakes very well.
Yes.
They really are.
So whatever happened on that last play, it sets up a 2nd. 10 yards to go from the James Monroe 39-yard line. 52 seconds remaining in this first half. 43-15 our score. Yellow Jackets 4 wideouts in this spread offense. Quarterback fakes the handoff. Zach plants his feet. Man open through the hands of Turner White. Turner was wide open, just did not make the adjustment to the football. Thus, that falls incomplete. Stopping the clock, 47 seconds to go. A lot of people might say they're up by the score of 43-15. Why are they throwing the football?
Yeah, that's not good for
gentleman-like, is it?
Yeah, no.
So that pass falls incomplete, setting up a 3rd down, 10 yards to go, and a down that you would probably pass on.
Yeah, and last time Brandon Woolridge was so wide open. Sorry.
Turner White to the near side. Let's see if they go back to Turner on this passing play. Zach Davis fakes the handoff. He's looking. Turner White, the intended receiver, but well over Turner's head. Went right back to him. Falls incomplete.
Yeah, I'm thinking that the Caroline fans are not too pleased with what's going on right now.
And we've got some scores we'll look at the half, Bob. 41 seconds left here. 4th down for the Yellow Jackets. See if we'll. I don't think the punter's out there.
Okay, so this is where you throw it way high in the air. And
yep. So the Yellow Jackets going for it on 4th down. Run and play here might run time off the clock. We've got trips to the near side. Cavaliers coming off sides. Going to be offsides penalty against the Caroline Cavaliers.
Offsides called against the Cavaliers. 4th down and 9.
Still 41 seconds remaining. Got some interesting scores to pass along, though.
Oh, okay. So any upset-looking things?
All right, let me do a teaser here.
Okay.
All right. Run up the middle. There's Curry bouncing to the outside, and a nice open field tackle by the Cavaliers at their 35-yard line.
Herman, he's got over 100 yards already, I think.
32 seconds to go. Yellow Jackets hurrying up here. They want more points, Bob.
Yes, they do. They're hungry tonight.
Zach Davis, the quarterback, looking, throws a pass with the catch. Turner White, nice move down inside. Finally tripped up down inside the 20 to about the 17-yard line. Now we're getting an official's timeout until they reset the chain at the far side.
At this rate, we're going to have a running clock in the second half.
21 seconds to go. 1st and 10 for the Yellow Jackets at the Cavaliers' 17-yard line. Zach looking out pattern, intended for Woolridge. And that falls incomplete. Stopping the clock with 12 seconds to go. I'd send out my field goal unit.
That's an idea because in playoffs you never know when you're going to need it.
Yes. And plus, you don't want to leave the impression that you're running up score either.
That's something I'm glad you did because it does look like they want another touchdown.
But you also have to remember they've been on the other
end of all this.
Yes,
earlier.
So Yellow Jackets with a 2nd and 10. Zach draw play. That's Curry on the run, bouncing to the outside, sheds a tackler. Spinning around, finally pulled down right around the 16-yard line.
Brings up 3rd down and 7.
So 3rd and about 7 yards to go with 3 seconds to go. You take a timeout here and bring out your field goal unit?
I would because...
you could also just run one play on the grounds. But... So we got a timeout here. Got a timeout. I'm going to give you Randolph-Macon Academy versus Fredericksburg Christian. That game will be played tonight at Chancellor High School. Have no score on that game. Going to give you a couple. I'll tease you with a couple, and then we'll save the rest for our halftime report. Brook Point leading Riverbend by the score of 13-0 in the second quarter. And here's a big score I'm going to pass along as a teaser. James Monroe, 43, Caroline 15. Yellow Jackets, Zach, corner of the end zone, and he was held. There comes the flag. Halftime cannot end on a defensive foul. So the Yellow Jackets will get one more play here.
If it was pros, they'd put the ball on the 1 yard line.
Yep. So the penalty will be marked off against Cavaliers. Yellow Jackets will have one more offensive play. Pass interference is the call, Dr. Blackburn.
Yeah, that one wasn't too hard to call, was it?
Nope. So, Yellow Jackets one more play here. Ball at the Cavalier 8-yard line. You got two receivers to the near side. Watch your skinny post pattern here. Yellow Jackets, and coming across the middle with the
Skinny
reception. Yep.
Wow.
That's your post pattern. And Turner White coming up with the 7-yard reception from quarterback Zach Davis, and the Yellow Jackets score again.
With no time?
Yep.
Wow.
No time on the clock because of the defensive interference call. The Yellow Jackets were allowed to have one more play. First time I've seen some of the coaches come down from up top, JM coaches I'm talking about, with a smile on their face.
Yeah, it's nice. That ladder would make me...
Extra point attempt up, and it is no good.
Wow.
I mean, we've seen two missed extra points here.
Yeah, all season long he hasn't missed two before this. That's incredible.
That's going to end the first half of play here at Milford, Virginia. The Cavaliers trailing James Monroe by the score of 49-15 at the half. We've got a lot of stuff to talk about when we return. Welcome back to Caroline High School. Halftime 49-15. James Monroe. What a difference a week makes.
7 touchdowns. Wow. In one half. That's not too bad.
And Bob Simpson got so much scoring to report on. We're going to turn it over to you with all of the highlights in the first half. Here's Bob Blackburn.
Okay, JM had the first two scores of the game, first two possessions. First, they scored at 9:41 on a 14-yard TD run by Deontay Curry, who's having a great night tonight. Point after was good. It made it 7-0 JM. JM was back at 4:37 on a 3-yard TD pass from Davis to Ryan Aiden. And the point after was good for 2. JM took a 15-0 lead before the Cavaliers got on the board at 2:37 on a 4-yard TD run by Pleasance. Point after for 2 was good for that and made it 15-8. JM came back with just seconds on the clock, 6.8 seconds as a matter of fact, with a 14-yard TD run by Curry. Point after was good. That made it 22-8 after the first quarter. JM struck again in the second quarter, 7:44, with a 29-yard interception return by Aiden Ryan. Point after for 2 was good, made it 30-8. Caroline scored at 3:22 on a 16-yard TD reception by Tyler Smith. Point after was good, made it 30-15. James Monroe. And James Monroe is back at 2:08 with a 5-yard TD run by Curry. Once again, he's got 3 scores on the night, and make that 4. And point after was good, made it 37-15. Jackets are back at 1:44 on a 44-yard TD run by Curry. Point after was good, 43-15. JM with no time left on the clock after a penalty in the end zone. Got a 7-yard pass from Davis to Turner White. Point after was good. And the score here at halftime is James Monroe 49 and Caroline 15.
Thank you, Bob, for that huge roundup of stuff that went on in the first half of tonight's football game. And that's a pleasure to sit here and listen to you because it gives you more airtime, and we have not had a lot of airtime in this season when it comes to
how many times James.
That's right.
Okay, there you go.
So, yeah, it's been a great night for the Yellow Jackets thus far in the first half of tonight's football game. You know, we'll let you talk about this current Virginia High School League Power Rating Region B 3B, Bob.
Yeah, as it stood after last week's games, Spotsylvania was holding the top spot with 23 power points. Culpeper in second place with a 5-4 record and 22.78 power rating. TJ of Richmond with a 5-4 record had a 21.67 rating, just right behind Culpeper. And in fourth place was Brentsville with a 5-5 record. I'm assuming their season is over. And they had a bye tonight, so they end up with 19.6 power points. John Marshall has a 3-6 record, and they have 18.56 power points. And James Monroe currently in sixth place with a 2-7 record. Looks like that's going to improve to 3-7. So they will notch up a little bit. I don't know if they can overcome that 1-point advantage that John Marshall has, but possibly. And they have 17.56, just like John Marshall does. And anyway, the next two places are filled as 7 Skyline, 2-7 record, 16.56 power points. And in the bottom slot, in the 8th slot, William Monroe with a 3-6 record has a 16.33 record. And it looks like we're saying now that James Monroe will probably play TJ of Richmond the way it looks.
And it will probably be an away game played in Richmond.
Yeah.
And if some of these teams above James Monroe should lose tonight or tomorrow or Monday, whenever they play, it could make a difference in a few points and could shift somebody around a spot or two.
Yeah, it seems like there's always a surprise here and there coming down to the last game.
So let's look at some scores from around the area tonight. I gave you that Brook Point Riverbend score, 13-0. Brook Point leading Riverbend in the second quarter. James Monroe here on the road at Caroline leading the Cavaliers 43-15 at the half. Easton View 48, King George nothing, second quarter score. Culpeper on top of William Monroe 14-3 at the half. Spotsylvania 15, Cortland 6, second quarter score. Powhatan 22, Orange nothing in the second quarter. And some other games being played tonight. Colonia Forge at North Stafford, Massaponax at Mountain View, Washington Lee at Colonia Beach, Fluvanna hosting Louisa. That too was a 7:30 kickoff time. And tomorrow it's St. Michael versus Manassas, 10 o'clock in the morning. That game's going to be played at Quantico.
I can tell you one thing with the weather forecast, it doesn't look likely that game will be played.
No, I don't know why folks don't take advantage of impending weather.
Right.
And schedule a game prior to the weather coming in. I mean, do you chance it that much? I don't think so.
No, I don't either. And so far it's been a very wise call the last 2 weeks to have played on Thursday night.
Bob Blackburn, thank you for everything you do. Last regular season game of the season. Remember, we started back in August, hot, sweaty, in the press box, no fans. And tonight, what a comfortable November the 1st night.
It really is.
Yep. Great night for football. I'll use that cliche. And halftime here at Caroline High School. Our score, James Monroe 49, Cavaliers 15. We'll be back with the third quarter kickoff coming up after this. Welcome back to Caroline High School as we began the second half of play. We put that in the category of an ugly kick.
Yeah, that thing binged off. It looked like a pinball there for a minute.
Halloween special.
Yeah, last night was our night, black and orange.
It sure was. So the Cavaliers getting the football to open up this second half of play, trailing 49-15. And certainly hope you folks heard at halftime. We talked about playoff prospects, playoff situation pertaining to the Yellow Jackets, and hope we made it clear to you. So here we go, 1st and 10 for the Cavaliers at that 30-yard line run. Good run into the secondary, finally pulled down out across the 45 to about the 47, 48-yard line.
That's got to be number 4, right?
Yeah, long run from the line of scrimmage by the Yellow Jackets. Talking with one of the JM coaches, Bob, he was saying that the Yellow Jackets with a comfortable lead, you might see some of the reserves out there in the second half.
Yeah, you don't want to take a chance on getting somebody hurt if you got a second season to go to.
Here they go. They shift into that unbalance again. Let's see. Last couple of times they did it was a passing down. Now they're going to run it into jam territory down to about the 43-yard line. Pickup of 7-8 yards on that running play.
Yeah, Caroline's got a potent offense there, and the Jacket defense has their hands full, I tell you what.
I think I talked about it. The Yellow Jackets are doing a pretty good job defensively defending this single wing, but they have picked up huge yardage. Yellow Jacket collapsing on the end around the right side. Number 7 on the carry, that's Talon Smith for the Cavaliers. Hosts the Yellow Jackets in on a stop, loss of a couple of yards. Back to the James Monroe 44-yard line.
Well, they got about 3.5 or 4.
Yep, about 3 yards, Bob.
Okay.
3rd and 3 yards to go for the Cavaliers. The James Monroe 44-yard line. Got a little equipment problem in the Cavalier backfield. Cavaliers on the run, and that's going to be number 7 with the first down. And that's Smith on the carry down inside the 40 to about the 39-yard line.
It sounds like they were threatened at halftime here. They look mighty good now.
Coming out looking good, keeping the ball on the ground, picking up 2 first down. 1st and 10 for the Cavaliers at the JM 39. A shift again by the Yellow Jackets. Unbalanced on the right side. Quarterback fighting for yardage in the middle of that offensive line.
Yeah, they're rolling out the yards now.
Number 72 on the stop for James Monroe. Traven Washington on stop. See if we can't pick up some new numbers, and I think the reserves are in there, Bob.
Yeah, let me let's check some numbers here.
So pick up a 5 yards, setting up a 2nd and 5. Quarterback looking to throw the football. And is it picked off? Nearly picked off. Back defending on the play was number 28 for the Yellow Jackets. Gianni Allen, 5'9", 151, freshman.
Okay, now that's getting your underclassmen in the game.
You got number 14, Nicholas Williams, in that secondary for the Yellow Jackets. 3rd down and 5 yards to go. Once again, that shift by the Cavaliers to the right side. Keep it on the ground. Quarterback following his blockers, getting to the outside. And he's pushed out of bounds right around the 1-yard line. Yep.
You know Smith. He wanted that pylon.
Talon Smith on the carry. And what do we say? What, Bob? About 33-yard gain on that play?
I tell you what, he cut on the afterburners.
Yeah.
And
boy, he was looking for that hole, had his man on the back of the blocker in front of him, followed him right through the hole, and got a huge gain out of that running play off guard on the right side. Cavaliers in the red zone threatening to score here with 9:27 to go here in this 3rd quarter. Again, they shift and they run right. And the quarterback, who is that on the carries, gets into the end zone, touchdown. Is that Smith?
It looks
Tyler
like,
Smith, I think.
Yeah, it is Smith, I think.
Yep. We'll say a 2-yard touchdown run by Smith, getting the Cavaliers on the board. 9:21 to go in this third quarter. Cavaliers picking up the touchdown. I don't know what the most points the Cavaliers have scored in a game this year, but 21 ain't too shabby.
Not too bad at all. In fact, I think they scored 4 touchdowns last week.
Cavaliers going for 2 here. Quarterback with a late pass falls incomplete. That falls short. 2-point conversion attempt, rather. No good. Timeout with 9:21 to go in the third quarter here at Caroline High School. 49-21, James Monroe back after this. Back here in Milford, Virginia, Cavaliers just scored to kind of chip away at that JM lead. 49-21, JM up. Here's your kick, short kick again. The Yellow Jackets fall on it at their 44-yard line. I don't know about that kicking scheme by the Cavaliers, Bob. When an offense like the Yellow Jackets, who seem to be scoring at will, wouldn't you want to kick the ball deep?
I would think, but I think they probably watched enough game films where, you know, if you give them enough room down the field, they'll make it up in about 3 seconds. Right?
Give them a foot, they'll take them out.
Yep.
First and 10 for the Yellow Jackets at their 44-yard line. New quarterback in there for James Monroe. You got 4 wideouts, spread offense, quarterback. That's Hardy, the quarterback, and he's going to run it. Picks up about 7 yards across midfield down to the Cavalier 49-yard line.
Yeah, his brother isn't playing tonight, from what I understand.
So the new quarterback in there for James Monroe is that number 4? That's Joe Hardy.
Okay, so let's.
Jack is number 8. He's a little bit taller than his brother. He's
you're absolutely right on that one.
He's 6'1". Joe's 6'1". Third down, make it second down and 2 yards to go for the Yellow Jack. Hardy, the quarterback, rolling to his right, run all the way, cuts it inside, steps to the outside, knocked out of bounds in front of the JM bench, but not until he picked up the first down, as he found that corner soft and turned it upfield and picked up good yards.
Yeah, you know, you got. I think the most significant change in today's football thing is a quarterback that can run.
Yeah,
and it's really important.
So the Yellow Jackets picking up the first down there. First and 10 yards to go at the Caroline 39-yard line. Got 3 receivers to the near side of the field. Hardy, the quarterback, gets the snap and hands it off to number 47 for the Yellow Jackets. That's Devin Washington, 5'9", 200-pound freshman on the carry.
Yeah,
future stars at JS.
Yeah, and it's nice that you're picking their numbers up, because you know doggone well if mom and dad are at home, they love to hear this.
So you had number 81 and 84 coming in and out for James Monroe. Got a receiver split to the far side, 1-2 to the near side, making trips to the near side. Hardy, the quarterback, gets the snap, hands it off. He's going to be hit in the backfield for a loss. And that's number 47 on the carry, Devin Washington, 5'9", 200-pound ninth grader, getting baptized tonight.
Yeah, that it's going to make it a nice 20 yards to go for the first down here.
Yep. So a loss of some yardage, setting up a third down. And we'll say 16 yards to go for James Monroe. 7:14 remaining here in the third. Passing down here for Hardy, you got trips to the near side of the field, 1 to the far side. Hardy gets the snap, rotates the ball, throws it, and it's going to be nearly picked off. Number 1, that's Lockhart, Bob, had a chance to pick it off, but he didn't time his jump.
Yeah, and he's tall enough to have, if he did, he would have grabbed that thing.
Yep.
And had some open field in front of him.
So that pass falls incomplete, stopping the clock with 7 minutes to go. So we have not reached the point of a running clock. So we only have a 28-point margin.
You're better at math than I am. If I look down, I'll get dizzy.
I had to take my shoes off to count that.
I wonder what that was. I'm just teasing. You know I am.
Hey, let's see. Bob 1, Herman K 0.
No way.
That was a good one.
Yeah, but I wanted to take it back as soon as I said it. I thought,
No,
all right.
I kind of liked it.
All right.
1st and 10 for the Cavaliers at their 20-yard line. Clock stopped at 6:48 to go. And as soon as we get some final scores, Dr. Blackburn will pass them along to our viewers. Cavaliers again on the ground. Yellow Jackets JVs finished up the season on a pretty good note. I think their record was what, 6-4. They only played 9 games.
Okay, you're.
Was it 5-3?
I think that was it, because I think Virginia mentioned that. Yes, you did.
So the Cavaliers running wide on the carry. That's Smith on the carry.
Shannon Smith carries the ball around right end, 50-yard gain, brings up 3rd down and 3 for Carolina.
And that's going to set up a 3rd and 3 for the Cavaliers. 6:14 counting down. JM 49 to 21 over the Cavaliers. Yellow Jackets were putting up points just about every possession in the first half.
They were, yes.
Yep. Slowed down a little bit here with a lot of reserves into the lineup for James Monroe. 3rd down and about 5 yards to go. And the Cavaliers keep it on the ground, host the JM tacklers in on stop. Number 28 for the Yellow Jackets, and that's Gianni Allen. And Smith on the carry for the Cavaliers.
Yeah, the Jack and D with some clean jerseys, and they're not doing too bad a job.
Hardy was in on the stop too, Bob. They've got him playing both ways.
Wow.
Yep, number 4, that's Joe Hardy. 4th down and a yard to go. They're going to go for it here. Cavaliers with a run, and it's going to be, that last lean was enough to give them the first down. So Smith on the carry for the Cavaliers.
He's done a heck of a job for him tonight.
They've got some speed in that backfield.
Yeah.
Whenever I talk about speed in Carolina Cavalier football, I think about Andre Braxton.
Oh, back in the day.
What a football player. It was back in the middle 90s that Andre played here. As a matter of fact, he and R.C. Griffin has a run, and the big guy rumbling, stumbling with the football, and that was Sean Searles. Got Searles listed as a freshman, Bob.
I tell you one thing, if he gets much bigger, they'll probably just let him go freshman year college.
No, I think that was 23. That was Sean Fortune.
Okay.
He's 5'9", 220. And Cavaliers trying to pick their way through the middle of that JM defensive front. Minimal gain on that running play. Setting up a second down and 9 yards to go. Talking about Andre Braxton, Bob. He played here at Caroline. Set all kind of records, Battlefield District records. And went on to play at Virginia Union University in Richmond.
That's right.
He and R.C. Griffin were teammates.
My goodness, can you imagine that kind of talent? Wow.
Second down and 9 yards to go. Number 4, that's Tyler Smith on the carry.
Yeah, I can't forget the 2 broken ribs that Union gave me. Thank you, fellas. I appreciate that. But boy, those guys could hit.
Was that before the game started?
Okay, it's 1-1.
We are even.
Beautiful.
Third down and 9 yards to go for the Cavaliers. A run around the right side, turning the corner. Yellow Jacket a little bit soft on the edge that time, allowing Smith to turn the corner and pick up good yards. Going to be shorter picking up the first down. So they will spot the ball at the James Monroe 35-yard line, where it will be fourth down, and we'll say 5 yards to go. 3:49 remaining here in the third quarter. Cavaliers trying to put together a drive to get on the scoreboard.
Yeah.
We got to get a movement, illegal shift in the backfield, or is it going to be against the Yellow Jacket? Offsides, encroachment.
Wow. Okay, so I guess since he was in motion and he didn't go forward,
right?
So there's no penalty there, but the Jackets must have been drawn off. But
you also have to be set for, I think they say, a second or two.
You're right, absolutely.
So it's going to be fourth down in inches here for the Cavaliers. Ball at the James Monroe 29-yard line. So the Yellow Jackets have got to dig in here on defense. Cavaliers run the football. They've got to first down. Off guard on the far side of the field. And that's going to be enough for a Cavalier first down.
Yeah, they're showing that potent offense that they have, and they've scored points against some very good teams.
So the Cavaliers have had a tough season. Doug Allison is the head coach. He's new head coach, isn't he, Bob?
Now, that's the first time I've heard that name, so you're probably right.
First down and 10 yards to go. And that's going to be Smith. Turns the corner, streaking up the sideline, finally pushed out of bounds. Down inside the 15 to about the 14-yard line.
They're lucky they caught him. I tell you what, he was going for the burners.
I like number 4, Bob, Tyler Smith.
Yeah, you gotta hand it to him. I tell you what, he's got heart and soul.
Not a big kid. We're talking about Smith, senior, 5'3", 110 pounds. Carries the football a lot in that Cavalier backfield. And the Cavaliers, a late pitch. And a nice defensive play. Strong play by a defensive JM player. Just grabbed him by the jersey, Pleasance, and pulled him to the ground. Loss of about 6 yards on that running play.
Yeah, he did rough him up. It was a great play.
And because he wasn't a horse collar, did not have him around. There's no horse collar. One of the fans stated as a horse collar.
Yeah.
He grabbed him in the back of the jersey by the number. And a run up the middle. Nice gain down to the 11-yard line.
Yeah, Caroline's doing their blocking and tackling.
You know what amazes me, Bob, about this Caroline Cavalier team? Of course, the Yellow Jackets, they can't match up physically nor talent-wise man-to-man, but They have never given up with a 1-9 record.
Right.
1-8 record, rather.
Yeah.
Cavaliers shifting. Handoff. Pile up at the line of scrimmage. Short gain on that play. Ball nose of the football just inside the 10-yard line.
Didn't the Dallas Cowboys have some sort of shift like that some years ago?
Yep, they sure did, Bob. Nice night for football here in Caroline. You wouldn't think it from looking at the crowd. Tonight is senior night here at Caroline High School. 4th down and 5 yards to go for the Cavaliers at the James Monroe 9. And that's going to be a run up the middle into the end zone, touchdown. 9-yard touchdown run. That's Sean Fortune on the carry. Junior, 5'9", 220 pounds. And that's what I was talking about with this Caroline team. Even though they have a losing record, they're trailing big in this football game, but I see no quit in the Cavaliers as they put up 27 points tonight against an outmanned JM football team.
Yeah, they get a chance to drive it down the field. They've done it the last 2 drives. Really
2-point conversion attempt here by the Cavaliers. Quarterback throwing the football wide open with the catch, and it's good. Tyler Smith with the 2-point conversion pass. And the Cavaliers on the board, trailing by 20 with 1:32 to go in this third quarter. We'll be back after this brief timeout. Welcome back to Milford, Virginia, home of the Caroline Cavaliers. What are we, about 23, 24 miles from Fredericksburg?
Yeah, it's not a bad trip at all.
Yep.
And there is a McDonald's on the way, so everything's good.
And we enjoyed the ride down here.
Yeah.
Scenery is great.
Pretty, the trees are turning.
Yes,
right.
on Route 2. A lot of color from the trees as we welcome in November. Short kick does not go the required 10 yards. Goes out of bounds. So the Yellow Jackets, I think, Bob, will have it at the spot where the ball went out of bounds.
Yeah, it looks like the man's standing just a little over the 41.
That I don't understand why you will give a team great field position on every kickoff.
Yeah, I'm wondering where Fauntleroy is tonight, because Curry had such a great night. You think that Fauntleroy might come in now. He's a great runner.
Yeah.
Himself.
So 1st and 10 for the James Monroe Yellow Jackets at the Caroline 41-yard line. Big penalty. And that's going to be Curry on the carry. So some of the starters are back in there for James Monroe after giving up a few points to Cavaliers.
Yeah, Zach Davis and Curry are both back. So I guess he said, if you go 20 or less, you're coming back.
Yeah, and that's kind of pad this lead again, and then we do that, then some of you guys can get back in there again.
Right.
2nd down and 6 yards to go for the Yellow Jackets. Davis, a quarterback, with a pass and a catch. See, did he trap it?
I thought he made a good catch.
Deshaun Smith with the pass. That's going to be short by about a yard. And when he comes back to the huddle, Bob, as you the quarterback and he's a receiver, would you really get on him for not picking up the yard?
No.
Running a short route?
If he was college or pro, yes. But no, high school guy, hey, on a muddy
So
field.
third down and short. The Yellow Jackets have the first down.
Fraternity brother in the crowd here.
I need to go ahead and beat him up. Scout! 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 Give me teacher.
I'm going to welcome my dear friend, my frat brother, into the press box, Craig Beasley. Always good seeing you, Craig. And wish we had another mic, but you can stand here and do some talking about the football game. So, don't know what happened. Do you, Bob?
The quarter change.
Yep. End of 3/4 of play here in Milford, Virginia, home of the Carolina Cavaliers. James Monroe 49, Cavaliers 29. We'll be back after this time. Welcome back to Carolina High School. 1st and 10 for the Yellow Jackets. Pitch, run around the right side. Cutting it back inside. Nice run down inside the 20 to about the 18-yard line. So, end of 3/4 of play, 49-29 outscore. With a second down and short facing the Yellow Jackets. Ball at the Caroline, we'll say, 16, 17-yard line?
Yeah, if you can pick that up far away.
I think it is.
I'm not gonna deny it.
4 wideouts for the Yellow Jackets. Quarterback Zach Davis. Zach keeps the football, cuts it back inside, puts his head down inside the 10-yard line to about the 7-yard line. That will be a JM first down inside the red zone. Yellow Jackets, I want to pad that lead a little bit, Bob. It's going to be 1st and goal from the Caroline 9-yard line.
Yeah, I don't think they thought that that Caroline would roll on those 2 drives, and they did, and so 20 points is not a whole lot of difference.
So 1st and goal for the Yellow Jackets at the Caroline, we'll say 8-yard line. You got 2 receivers to the far side. That's going to be Zach Davis on the run, running over players down near the goal line. No indication from the referee whether he got in or not. So it's going to be 2nd and goal from the 1-yard line.
That was almost the quarterback draw. He waited, hesitated, sidestepped, and went.
So the Yellow Jackets threatening here with 10:27 to go in this 4th quarter. You got trips split to the far side of the field. Bob, that's the decoy. Guess who's going to run the ball? Zach. Zach calls his own number, puts his head down into the end zone, touchdown. Quarterback sneak by the quarterback. That's Zach Davis with a 1-yard plunge into the end zone. 55-29 outscore. So my Capel brother, Bob, was just telling me that his son is number 72, Jordan Beasley. Let's see. Let me see what kind of size Jordan has here. He's a junior, 5'7", 225. Oh, you got that Griffin size. Extra point attempt by the Yellow Jackets. It's good. Now, correct? Did that go through?
Yeah. Yes. It. He kicks over the height of the bars, and sometimes there's a question.
Timeout on the field, 7:07, make it 10:07 to go in this fourth quarter. James Monroe, 56, Caroline, 29. We'll be back after this timeout. Back here at Caroline High School, the Yellow Jackets set to kick off to the Cavaliers. Spun another squib kick, bounces high, they go to the ground, and no return. 35-yard line.
It's been a strange night for kickoffs, hasn't it?
It certainly has, Bob.
Yeah, it's kind of like a little more like soccer than it is football.
So the Cavaliers putting up 29 points tonight. That's kind of hopeful for next year.
Yeah,
Yes.
and there are some young players there.
Yep.
You know,
So first and 10 yards to go for the Cavaliers at their 35-yard line. 10:06 to go. Yellow Jackets up 56-29. Man in motion to the far side. And a run up the middle. Great tackling inside. See if we can't pick up some of those numbers.
Yeah, I don't know whether are there a lot of clean jerseys down there on
Yep.
D? Okay.
Jared Kennard, number 44, 6'1", 222 senior in on the stop for James Monroe. Pickup of 2 yards on that running play by the Cavaliers, setting up a second down and 8 yards to go. Man in motion. And a delayed handoff, and what a play by number 44. Yeah. Jared Kennard on the stop for James Monroe.
Yeah, he wants a job.
Yeah, he a little calf wrestling there.
Yeah.
What did you say? Come here, doggy.
Yeah, right. Yeehaw.
Loss of a yard on that running play, setting up a third down. 9 yards to go for the Cavaliers. They shift again to the right side. With a third down play here, quarterback and trying to get through, and the Yellow Jackets defense, they've got their starters back out there, Bob. Let's see how long they'll stay in there. And again, that was number 55, Isaiah Johnson in on stop, 6'3", 255 senior. Fourth down here for the Cavaliers. They're going to go for it on fourth down at their own 39-yard line. Cavaliers need to make a good play here. It's going to be a run around the right side and unable to pick up the first down. So the Cavaliers will turn the ball over on downs to James Monroe. And I question some of the play selection and calls that result in good field position for James Monroe.
Yeah, it's winner take all now.
Talking about head coach Doug Allison. And Allison doing the best he can with what he has. And one thing I will talk about, I see no quitters out there. They're still playing hard.
Yeah.
Yellow Jackets with a 1st and 10 at the Cavalier 42-yard line. 8:20 to go in this football game.
Hardy's back, I think. No, but he's not. Yeah, he is.
Yep.
He's back at quarterback.
Joe Hardy, the quarterback. Yellow Jackets taking a timeout. We'll take a timeout as well. Timeout on the field. 8:20 remaining in this football contest. James Monroe 56 and the Cavaliers 29. Back after this. Welcome back to Caroline High School. 8:20 remaining. Yellow Jackets with the football, first and 10 at the Cavalier 42-yard line. That's going to be number 25 cutting it upfield, trying to pop through down inside the 40 to about the 37-yard line. Nice pickup of 4 yards on that run by number 25. That's Deontay Curry.
I would love to find Tab Coghill and ask him what kind of night Curry's had. I'm sure it's 100 plus easily.
So Taft sitting in the bleachers below us. Maybe we can find out how many yards. 2nd and 5 yards to go, Yellow Jackets. That's Hardy on the carry, cuts it inside, breaks a couple of tacklers, close to that first down marker.
Hardy ball carrier.
Joe Hardy, 6'1", 185 freshman. This is Yellow Jackets' future, Bob.
Ouch, got two Caroline players. Looks like
Yeah.
one down and one just got up kind of slowly.
I'm glad to report this has been an injury-free game thus far.
Yeah, you don't want to see the last game, particularly if you have seniors in there.
Seems to be okay, up on his feet, coming off under his own power. Number 12 for the Cavaliers, that's James Sims. Junior, 5'8", 160 pounds.
Yeah, he made a nice run in that first half.
Looking at the roster, Bob, they've got right many underclassmen on this year's team, so they'll be back.
It's called live and learn, isn't it?
Yeah.
But a lot of underclassmen around the whole league this year.
1st and 10 yards to go. And Hardy holding the football. Somebody must have blown a whistle. And Hardy stepping his way into the end zone touchdown.
Really? Wow, that was very.
That's going to be a 31-yard touchdown run. What a freak play there.
It really was.
By Joe Hardy. He snapped the football. He froze with it and stopped like he heard a whistle. And some of the fans on the JM side would say, run with the football. And he heard him. He did. And weaved his way into the end zone for, what did I say, 31 yards?
31-yarder.
Yep. So just like that, the Yellow Jackets score again with 7:07 to go. The holder for the Yellow Jackets is Zach Davis. The snap to hold. The kick is up. And it is perfect. Timeout on the field, 7:07 to go in this football contest here at Caroline High School. Yellow Jackets 63, Cavaliers 29. We'll be back after this. Well, back here at Caroline High School, Yellow Jackets set to kick off to the Caroline Cavaliers. And again, they squib kick it. And first clean catch on a return for the Cavaliers. Number 3, they nearly pulled Enrique Romero Baker. Enrique, they almost pulled his jersey off.
Yeah. And, well, he was also pulling the tackler down the field.
So Enrique on the carry return for the Cavaliers.
The Jackets went from a 20-point lead to, and apparently wasn't that comfortable. So now it's a 34-point lead for the Jackets.
So they need to get 6 more points before running clock.
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah.
7 minutes to go. I don't know how ball hadn't been snapped, and the clock went from 7:04 to 7 minutes.
Got to do what you got to do.
Well,
right?
I guess Carolina say, let's get this thing over with as quick as we can. On a run around the right side, that's number 4 on the carry. Tyler Smith, senior, 5'3", 110. Bob, there are certain teams will play against, and you kind of fall in love with a certain player on the opposing team. It's this kid.
Right. He, his parents should be proud of him. I tell you what, for 110 pounds and 5'3", really, he's all
and
heart.
handles the ball a lot.
Yeah, he's all heart.
We're not talking about sparingly in that backfield. He's a constant runner in the Cavalier backfield. 2nd down and 3 yards to go. And ball comes out, and they're going to say the running back was down. That ball squirted out.
Yeah, and going down in that mud, it's not water mud, but it is soft. So
new ball carrier, I think that was Zachary Silver involved on the play. He might have been the guy that fell on that loose football. So 3rd down and 3 yards to go for the Cavaliers at their 49-yard line. So glad to have you along tonight on Cox Channel 83, Verizon Channel 41, and on the World Wide Web at regionalwebtv.com. Cavaliers run close to the 1st down.
You know, I got to give them credit for that shift that they make, and they all get down.
Is that not an injured player, a player down, but he's tying his shoe.
Yeah, that's our friend there.
That's Tyler Smith running out his shoe out there.
Yeah, I tell you what, he's so quick. He left a size 9 behind.
1st and 10 yards to go. Cavaliers at the James Monroe 48-yard line. Snap back to the number 14. The quarterback throws a pass, has a man open. Did he get both feet in? Well, he did a little pity pat over there on the sideline, got them both in.
And for a high school player,
you have to have one in, don't you? But he tapped them both, so he wanted to make sure about it.
Oh yeah, it's like when you're watching the replay on Sunday, right?
And in high school, you just need one in.
One in,
I think. Pretty much like college, I think.
Yeah, I defer to you on that one, but yes.
1st and 10 for the Cavaliers after a nice gain. Quarterback rolling and throws a pass, and it's going to be incomplete. I've got a blind spot here. I have to get up and walk around.
Yeah, let me see if I can get the number, because he did a nice job. Number 10 for the Jackets.
So 2nd down and 10 yards to go. Ball at the Carolina James Monroe 30-yard line. 5:23 remaining here in this 4th quarter. 63-29 outscore. Cavaliers trying to punch it in again. 10 yards shy of getting into the red zone. Direct snap, run, picking his way, cuts it back inside. He's going to score. Yes. That's going to be a 30-yard touchdown run by number 7 for the Cavaliers. And that's Talon Smith. 30-yard touchdown run by Smith. Bob, you running out of paper?
Yeah, we're on the 2nd page here, and
so the Cavaliers will go for 2 here. One man short, number 3, 73 hustling in there. That's Andre Morris. Had 2 players short. They act like they don't score that much. Going for 2 here, the Cavaliers. There's your snap, pass, and it's batted down in the end zone. 2-point conversion attempt, no good. Timeout on the field, 5:15 remaining in this football game. 63-35, James Monroe back after this timeout. Well, back here in Milford, Virginia, 5:15 remaining, fourth quarter. 63-35 our score. Well, we've got a lot of scoring, 98 points.
And I had to write that one down to add it.
Yeah.
Sorry.
And it ain't over yet.
Yeah. Sorry. All right. Ain't over till it's over. Okay, go ahead.
We will conclude the regular season tonight. The Yellow Jackets looking like they will get their third win of the season, and will possibly make playoffs. So we've gone through one season, and Yellow Jackets struggled a lot. But if this is any indication of what they are capable of doing, they could make a little run in the playoffs once they get there.
Yeah, I almost hope it's TJ Richmond, because I'd love to see the two of them and how they match up.
Nice hard run by, look at that scrum. The whole pile moved down inside the 40 to about the 38-yard line. And that's Joe Hardy, the reserve quarterback, Bob, the freshman, in to replace Zach Davis. Zach has had a great night tonight.
Yeah, he has. 2nd
and 5 for the Yellow Jackets at the Cavalier 39-yard line. 4:40 remaining in this football contest. Yellow Jackets keep it on the ground, runs into a couple of Carolina players. Down inside the 35 to 34, late flag coming in. Maybe some extracurricular stuff going on down in that pile of players.
Somebody's throwing mud.
Yeah, so let's see what the call is here. Personal foul against James Monroe. You know, looking at that foul, that flag, Bob, been a pretty penalty-free game thus far.
Yeah,
Not a lot of penalties.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. Although in the first quarter there seemed to be a few, mostly going against JM, some we commented on, but you're right. Here in the second half, it seems like we haven't seen many flags.
Yep. So the penalty against the Yellow Jackets, personal foul call, pushing the ball back out to midfield, setting up a second down, and about 16 yards to go for James Monroe. 4:29 remaining in this football game in this regular season as things begin to wind down here in Milford, Virginia. Nice crowd from James Monroe making a trip down here. Well, they like these rivalries, Bob.
Yeah, and that's more than we had at Eastern View by a double, I think.
Trip a little bit shorter.
Yep.
And that's Hardy rolling to his right. And, well, he got out of the pocket, so it certainly won't be grounding. And he threw the ball in a vacated area. It falls incomplete, stopping the clock with 4:10 to go. So we'll be on the air next Friday or Saturday depending on where the game is going to be played. And I guess the host team would have that option, correct?
Right. I think particularly if it's TJ, I don't think they have a lighted field. I honestly don't, and I think probably they'll choose the daytime, and that might be Saturday. Yeah.
Okay. We're used to that.
Uh-huh.
Fourth down, punting down, booming punt, and it takes on a return. Number 4 slips away. This kid is a player. Tyler Smith on a return for the Cavaliers. And the Cavaliers trying to put up one more touchdown here with under 4 minutes remaining in this football game.
Yeah, they.
What do you come away with a win like this by the Yellow Jackets?
What you mean? What do we take away from what
they've accomplished tonight? We don't want to get too high, do we?
No, it's. I would say it's a good confidence builder, and especially getting other players in the game and that sort of thing. And the Jackets seem to have built their confidence up.
Smith trying to get away, came up with the reception. This kid is hard to bring down.
He is.
It took 8 JM players to bring down number 4. He's only 5'3", 110 pounds, but you would call a kid like a water bug.
Whatever he is, I tell you one thing, he is hard to tackle.
And that's a good thing when I say water bug, because he's all over the place.
Exactly. Like chasing the puppy.
Yeah, that's right. Second down and 2 yards to go. And on a sweep around the left side. And that's number 1 on the carry. Lockhart. Nope. No number 1 on the roster, is it, for Caroline?
Got to look back on the thing here, but I'm going to take your word for it, Herman, and we'll have to make up a name for him. You're absolutely right. They don't have
Sonny Jurgensen on the carry.
Okay, well, Sonny. Oh no, Sonny could not do it these days.
First and 10 for the Cavaliers, and there they go with that shift again from that single wing formation. And that's going to be a fake snap to the back guy. He snapped it to the up guy. You know, they picked up about 10, 11 yards on that play.
Yeah, that's one of these rugby scrums.
Yeah. And it's always from that shifting formation by Caroline.
Yeah, that is one heck of a shift to use for high school players, I tell you.
Now they go to no huddle here with their hurry-up offense. First and 10 yards to go. The Yellow Jackets almost coming off sides. Quarterback throws a pass in the middle, intended for number 17. That's Cameron Lamboy. And number 2, Lockhart, the quarterback. Lockhart, he's 5'8", 125 pounds, Bob.
Wow, these guys we need to bring some beef down here.
Yeah. Need to open up another McDonald's. And one just not doing it.
We wiped them out pretty good tonight.
We did. Second and 10 yards to go for the Cavaliers. A run. And slipping away and finally pulled down after picking up about 13 yards on that run. That is number 1, and I see no number 1 on our roster.
Well, what did you call him before, Sonny Jurgensen? Let's go with Billy Kilmer now.
Kilmer on the carry around the right side.
There we go.
First and 10. I'm sorry, Bob.
Blast from the past.
Yep. Second and 10 yards to go for the Cavaliers. James Monroe, 35-yard line. Quarterback looking to throw the football, and it hangs up there and almost picks off by James Monroe. That was Seth Shannon, quarterback. Junior, 6 feet, 190-pounder. Once again, I don't like these plays that are designed for quarterbacks to throw the ball running against the opposite way of their throwing arm.
Yeah, I had to give him credit. He got a lot on that ball for rolling against his throwing arm.
Throwing a ball against his body, you can't get set.
Right.
Second down and 10 yards to go for the Cavaliers. Passing down here. Quarterback fumbles the football, finally picks it up and pays for it dearly.
Ouch.
Yep.
And my first varsity snap, that was what I did with it in that big player from Lane High School.
Oh, my goodness.
He murdered me. He just murdered me.
They were like college players playing against high school kids.
Indeed.
The 4 buses they brought in would intimidate you.
Yeah, no kidding. I'm trying to think of the guy's name. George Forsikis? Does that sound?
That sounds familiar.
Okay, wow. What a player. He hurt me. I'm sorry.
2:03 remaining in this football game. And, of course, we will be with the Yellow Jackets as far as they go in the playoffs. Hopefully we can get a couple of games in. But we won't be surprised if this season ends abruptly because it's been that type of year.
Yeah.
But we wish them the best.
Yeah, they'll be around for a while. You spotted a lot of young players on their team. And,
yep. So third down, wind beginning to pick up here in Caroline. Third down and we'll say 13 yards to go. Yellow Jackets anticipating the snap count. Going to be an offsides penalty. That's an easy call.
Yeah, that was easy.
Yep.
It was funny, usually you try to jump back, in time, and he just walked in there. And
you're the only guy standing 5 yards
and the ref,
in other team's territory.
Right, and he said, busted. Okay.
Nowhere to run, nowhere to hide.
Right.
Same guy again.
Yeah, there we go.
Clean jersey.
Oh, wow.
And we won't call his name, but 2 successive consecutive offsides penalty.
Yeah, no, he doesn't want to watch the game film.
Third down and 5, quarterback being flushed. Little dump off pass. Did he make the catch?
They run him back like he did.
So
no, he didn't.
Nope.
Sorry.
Fourth down and 7 yards to go. Minute 43 remaining in this football game. So the Yellow Jackets putting together a complete game tonight. Some questionable calls on defense for the Yellow Jackets to allow 35 points by this Caroline team. But like we talked about it earlier, Bob, it's a team that can run the football.
Yeah, and it's not like they haven't scored against the teams that they've lost to.
Yeah. Fourth down and 7 yards to go for the Cavaliers. And that's going to be same player again.
Okay. I feel bad, and I'm glad you didn't call his number.
3 for 3. And that's going to give them a better chance of picking up this first down. It was fourth down and about 7. Now it's 4th and 2 yards to go for the Cavaliers. He jumps outside again. I'm going to pull him out the game.
Right.
So right at that first down marker, it's going to be a little bit shy, I think. So the Cavaliers, from that spot, Bob, will turn it over on downs to James Monroe.
Wow, that's not what they wanted to do, is it?
No. 56 seconds remaining in this football game.
I know what it was.
Old-time rivalry.
Yes, sir. But, let's give the guy credit that's been jumping off sides for that play. Maybe he got in there and got that tackle. Anyway, so the Jackets will take over. I'm looking out to see what kind of jerseys. I do see some nice, clean jerseys. So it looks like the Jackets are going to give some guys a chance to to get in there, make a name for themselves.
How many yards did Curry have? Yeah. 200?
My goodness. It looks like JM's in a kneel down situation here with 46 seconds left in this football game, and looks like the clock is running. Yes. So
I don't know. I was just checking with Taft Cargill, Bob, about the yardage, and he gave me a 200-yard rushing. But who is he talking about? Is he talking about Smith, or is he talking about Curry?
I think Curry.
Curry, you think?
Yeah. Although it could be either. You're right.
Yeah.
Because both of them have eaten up a lot of real estate tonight.
That's going to do it. Yellow Jackets taking a knee with 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 to go in this football game. And the Yellow Jackets with a big final score. We'll be back to wrap it up right after this timeout here at Caroline High School. Welcome back to Caroline High School. Final score 63-35 is our final. And Bob, we understand that raindrops are falling here at Caroline Stadium, so we will wrap it up as soon as we can because Jim is located outside in the rain.
Oh, yeah, that's right, and we got to get that camera in. That's probably.
So here's Bob Blackburn with the scoring in the first half of tonight. Well, in the complete game. Here we go, Bob.
Yeah, 14 scores tonight, and here they are. JM scored first, 9:41 on the 14-yard TD run by Deontay Curry, and we think he has a couple hundred yards tonight. Anyway, he had a great night. Point after was good, 7-0. James Monroe. JM back at 4:37 on a 3-yard TD pass from Davis to Ryan. Point after for 2 makes it 15-0. JM scored again with 6.8 seconds left on a 14-yard TD run by Curry. Point after is good, makes it 22-8 after the first quarter. JM is back in the second quarter, 7:44 on a 29-yard interception by Aiden Ryan. Point after for 2 was good, it made it 30-8. Caroline comes back at 3:22 on a 16-yard TD reception by Tyler Smith. Point after is good, 30-15. James Monroe, and then James Monroe scored again at 2:03 with a 5-yard TD run by Curry. Point after is good, 37-15. JM at 1:44 on a 54-yard TD run by Curry is fourth of the night. The point after was no good, 43-15. JM with no time on the clock scored on a 7-yard pass from Davis to Turner White. Point after was no good, made it 49-15 at halftime. Caroline scored first in the third quarter. At 9:21, Smith scored on a 3-yard TD run. Point after two-point attempt was no good, 49-21. Caroline at 1:32 scored again on a 9-yard TD run by Fortune. Point after for 2 was good, 49-29. JM came back trying to.
Yeah, we're going to have to wrap it up.
Okay, let me just say that JM scored 2 more and Caroline scored 1 more to end the game at 63-35. 98 points scored by both teams.
Thank you, Bob Blackburn. That's more than a mouthful. Final score once again here at Caroline High School, 63-35. And we got more high school football coming up next week. We don't know whether the Yellow Jackets will be playing on Friday night or Saturday afternoon, but we will be there. So for Bob Blackburn, for Jim, we don't have much time because it is raining. We got some scores, and Jim is outside in the elements. So interesting final score here. It was Culpeper beating William Monroe 34-17. Jim is coming around looking around and giving me the evil eye. Cortland beat Spotsylvania 36-29. That game late in the fourth quarter. And it was Powhatan over Orange 42-7. So that's going to shift things around in the region, with Spotsylvania being the #1 team in the region, losing tonight to Cortland. So the plot thickens, and keep tuned, and we will let you know where we're going to be next weekend for more high school football. So for Bob Blackburn, Jim Chandler, I'm Herman K saying so long from Caroline High School. Once again, that final score, James Monroe 63, Cavaliers 35. We'll see you next week.